Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. I wouldn't do any of this without you guys. Thank you so much. Join the Legion today to help decide next week's new character. It's a battle of the hunters. From Borderlands, it's Flak versus the Predator. And when I say the Predator, this build is for every one of them that has appeared on screen. Today, it's time to go back to the 1980s with the ultimate babysitter, Steve Harrington. Steve was just once a normal high schooler till one night when someone he cared about was threatened by a flesh-eating monster from another dimension. That is a weird sentence to say. While he may have faltered and ran for the briefest of moments, Steve quickly found strength and rushed into the fray. Since that moment, Steve has stood on the front lines against the darkness, even though he complains every moment leading up to the fight, but once it starts, Steve stands firm. He is also someone who tends to be the constant protector and babysitter, and he hates it, but accepts it. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're using standard point array and we are multi-classing, so keep an eye on minimums should you use another system. We'll start things off with strength at 15. You were the top high school athlete till your world was turned upside down and you started helping to slay monsters. Charisma drops in at 14. You are probably one of the most beloved characters of Stranger Things. Seriously, if you die, so many people are going to lose their minds. Con comes in at 13. You have taken beating after beating and you still keep going. Dex will be a little low with 12. You should have a higher dex, but we're using standard point array, so yeah, it happens. Wisdom will be 10, and we're dumping intelligence. You were not the brightest person even before you started hanging out with geniuses. Steve is a human. Custom lineage grants you a free feat and skill with your stat improvement. Place +2 into charisma. For your feat, athlete adds +1 to strength and improves your movement. Now you can stand up after falling prone, only using 5 feet of your movement instead of half. Climbing doesn't cost extra movement, and you can make a running long jump or high jump after only moving 5 feet rather than 10 feet. For your skill, grab perception. For background, take the skills acrobatics and persuasion. Level 1 fighters start off with 2 skills. Grab athletics and insight. Fighting style grants you a different way to fight. Great weapon fighting lets you reroll damage rolls of 1 or 2 when wielding a weapon with 2 hands, as long as the weapon has the two-handed or versatile properties. Second wind lets you get back up after taking damage by healing yourself with a bonus action by 1d10 plus fighter level once per short or long rest. Level 2 fighters receive Action Surge. You can now give yourself a free action once per short or long rest. Level 3 fighters gain access to their subclass. Cavalier, found in Xanathar's, makes you a babysitter, I mean bodyguard. You gain bonus proficiency with animal handling, history, or performance. Take what you like or learn a new language. Born in the Saddle makes you a better horse rider. Yeah, it doesn't fit you too well, but maybe you took riding lessons to impress a potential lover. I'm going to be honest, this is the only feature of Cavalier that doesn't fit with Steve. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid falling off your mount. If you fall off your mount and it's 10 feet or less, you are not incapacitated, and finally, mounting and dismounting cost 5 feet of movement. Okay, now we get to the stuff that we want. Unwavering Mark is when the bodyguard comes into play. When you hit a creature, you can now mark them until the end of your next turn. While the marked creature is within 5 feet of you, it has disadvantage on all attack rolls that aren't directed at you. If they do hit and damage someone else other than you, you can make a special bonus action attack against them your next turn. You will have advantage on the attack, and if it hits, it will deal extra damage equal to half your fighter level. You can make this special attack regardless of how many times a creature has been marked, a number of times equal to your strength modifier between long rests. Level 4 fighters earn our first ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat. Durable adds +1 to your con, and now when you roll hit dice to regain health on a short rest, you can never roll lower than twice your con modifier. This means now you can never roll lower than a 4. Level 5 fighters now have extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Place this into charisma. Okay, time to become a guardian. Level 1 Paladins start off with Divine Sense. With an action, you can now sense the presence of a creature from another plane if they are within 60 feet. These creatures can be celestial, fiends, or undead. You can do this a number of times equal to your charisma modifier +1 between long rests. Lay on Hands grants you a pool of healing that equals 5 times your paladin level. That will replenish after a long rest. You can pull a number of points from the pool to heal yourself or others, and can expend 5 points to cure 1 disease or poison. You tend to have people around you that rush in, so keep them up. Level 2 Paladins gain a fighting style. Interception lets you protect your friends better. Now when someone you see within 5 feet gets hit with an attack, you can reduce the damage of the attack if you are wielding a weapon or shield with a reaction by 1d10 plus your proficiency bonus. Spell casting makes you a half caster. You earn spells slower than others, but can pull any spell from the Paladin list after a long rest. You can prepare a total number of spells equal to half your Paladin level plus charisma modifier, meaning right now you're starting with 5 first level spells. Before we get to that, let's talk about Divine Smite. This lets you burn spell slots to add damage with your attacks. For a first level spell slot, you will deal an extra 2d8 radiant damage, and for each spell slot higher than the first, you will add 1d8 more damage. If the creature is undead or a fiend, you can add another 1d8 to the attack. Sadly, I'm pretty sure the creatures from the Upside Down are aberrations and not undead or fiend, but who knows, maybe the Upside Down is a layer of the abyss. Normally, when I do Paladins, I don't go into the spells very much, but you're more of a protector than a killer. For your spells, Cure Wounds heals 1d8 plus charisma to a creature you touch. Shield of Faith offers more protection to a creature you see within 60 feet, granting them +2 to their AC for 10 minutes while you maintain this spell. Compel Duel draws the attention of your enemies towards you and away from others. For 1 minute, while you maintain this spell, you force a wisdom save against an enemy within 30 feet. Should they fail, they are drawn towards you and have disadvantage on all attack rolls against any creature that isn't you. They must also make a wisdom save each time they attempt to move more than 30 feet away from you. If they make the save, their movement is not restricted for that turn. The spell ends if you cast a spell at another target, another creature deals damage to the target, or you end your turn more than 30 feet away from the target. Heroism lets you bolster someone's confidence. For 1 minute while you maintain this spell, a creature you touch is immune to the frightened condition and gains temporary HP equal to your spellcasting modifier. Protection from evil and good helps defend your friends from the horrors of the Upside Down. For 10 minutes while you maintain this spell, you grant protection from certain types of creatures. These creatures are aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead. While protected, the creatures this spell protects against have disadvantage on all attack rolls against the protected, and the protected can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the creatures. Level 3 Paladins receive their subclass. Watchers, found in Tasha's, are those who stand against the threats from another world. Channel Divinity lets you use one of 2 features once per short or long rest. For those features, Watcher's Will lets you bolster your friends against the horrors from beyond. As an action, you can choose a total number of people you see equal to your charisma modifier within 30 feet. For 1 minute, all those you choose have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saves. Abjure the Extraplanar scares the hell out of monsters. As an action, you can force every aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, or fiend within 30 feet to make a wisdom save. If they fail, they are turned for 1 minute or until they take damage. A turn creature must use its turn to escape you. It can't willingly move within 30 feet of you, and it can only use its action to dash to get away from you or escape an effect that is preventing its movement. If it can't escape, then it can only use its action to dodge. Divine Health makes you immune to all diseases. Oath spells are spells you receive at certain levels and always have them paired. For your Oath spells, Detect Magic allows you to sense different magical auroras within 30 feet of you for 10 minutes while you maintain this spell. You can also use your action to tell what school of magic the aurora belongs to, but you don't know what the magic is. Alarm creates a safe zone that alerts you of trespassers. After 1 minute of casting, you create a 20-foot cube that you designate who can pass through the cube that lasts for 8 hours. If anyone you haven't designated passes through the cube, you are instantly alerted, and if you are asleep, you will be awakened by this. You can add a sound to this to alert everyone, and you can be up to 1 mile away and this will still work. Level 4 Paladins earn another ability score improvement. Let's grab another feat. Sentinel makes you a better fighter. Now when you hit a creature with an attack of opportunity, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. Creatures will provoke attacks of opportunity even if they take the disengage action. Finally, when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make an attack against the attacker. For your new spell, Bless helps your friends in battle. Now for 1 minute while you maintain the spell, up to 3 creatures of your choice within 30 feet can add 1d4 to any attack roll or saving throw. Level 7 Cavalier Fighters have Warding Maneuver. Now as a reaction, when you or a creature you see within 5 feet of you is hit with an attack, if you are wielding a weapon or shield, you can roll a 1d8 and add the total to the creature's AC. If the attack still hits, they now have resistance to the damage. You can do this a number of times equal to your con modifier between long rests. Level 8 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Throw this into con for more health. Level 9 Fighters gain Indomitable. You can now re-roll 1 failed saving throw, including death saves, once per long rest. Level 10 Cavalier Fighters receive Hold the Line. You can now make attacks of opportunity when a creature moves within reach, and when you hit a creature with an attack of opportunity, its speed is reduced to 0 till the end of each turn, which you already do because of Sentinel. Level 11 Fighters now have extra attack times 2. You can attack 3 times with a single attack action. Level 12 Fighters earn another ability score improvement, and let's grab our final feat. Tough gives you double your current character level in HP, and that adds +2 to each level after. You're currently character level 16, which means you get 32 HP at this level. Level 13 Fighters gain a second use of Indomitable between long rests. Level 14 Fighters earn another ability score improvement. Bump up con once more because damn can you take a punch. Level 15 Cavalier Fighters receive Furious Charger. Now if you move 10 feet in a straight line before attacking and hit with your attack, you force a strength save, and should they fail, they fall prone. The DC is 10 plus 8 plus your strength modifier. You can do this once per turn. Our final level is level 16 Fighter, and you earn our final ability score improvement. Place this into strength for better attacks and damage. And remember, you've never actually won a fight, but you're damn good at protecting people. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 18, Dex 12, Con 16, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 10, Charisma 18. Your total levels are Fighter 16, Paladin 4. Let's dive in. You are the best babysitter in Hawkins, frankly. You can make your friends less viable targets, reduce damage they take, can attack those that hurt them, draw enemies to you, boost their AC, and grant protection from monsters in different ways. You are a decent fighter, not the greatest, but you're always ready to fight regardless of skills. You can attack 3 or 6 times with an action surge, knock down enemies, slow down enemies, attack them if they get too close, and can even attack if they try to run away regardless of how they do it. Finally, you will not be going down. Your total health, taking the average, is 218. You can re-roll failed saving throws, can heal yourself, and when you use hit dice, you can never roll lower than a 6 on a D10. Downside. Okay, you got a few here. Firstly, your intelligence and wisdom saves are going to be using those rerolls quickly in some fights. You also have a lot of concentration spells, and they're all good, but who cares because you only have 3 spell slots, and you may burn those out with divine smites if you're not careful. That's only if you go from bodyguard to frontline fighter. Finally, you deal no magical damage whatsoever unless you use divine smite, and your weapon still is not magical regardless. So only the bonus damage will work. This will not matter as you will get a magical weapon, and if you roll for stats, that will help fix your stat problems as well. The only thing this can't fix is the fact that you have limited resources with your spells, so be careful on those. Stand firm with those who need you, because at the end of the day, you will always stand by them regardless of what you actually bring to this fight. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.